It seemed like it took forever. But finally, the NFL's regular season has finally arrived. The marathon, the sprint to Super Bowl 58 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas begins this Thursday on September 7th. Defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Detroit Lions. Can the Lions pull a major upset, or will Mahomes and Kansas City begin their weekly dominance during another regular season? Notable Week 1 games on the first week in the National Football League include the first Sunday Night Football game between rivals in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. To wrap up Week 1 on Monday Night Football, September 11th, Aaron Rodgers making his regular season debut with the New York Jets will take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Can the Kansas City Chiefs be the first team to repeat as Super Bowl champions since the New England Patriots did during the 2003 and 2004 regular seasons? Who will dethrone Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City? Can Philadelphia get back to the Super Bowl? How will Aaron Rodgers do in his first regular season with the New York Jets? Can Josh Allen and Buffalo finally get over the hump and make it to the Super Bowl? Can Joe Burrow, Cincinnati, win another AFC North Division crown? Can they make it back to the Super Bowl? How will Brock Purdy do this season with the San Francisco 49ers? Can Purdy stay healthy all season long for San Francisco? And how will Lamar Jackson and Baltimore do this season? All of those questions will be answered week after week. And starting tonight, we begin our favorite segment on the sports show. It is the beginning of our prediction battles. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some football? It's showtime.
From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. We are here. What's going on, everybody? You wanted the best when it comes to the world of sports. You got the best. What's up? I am Ezra Vickery here. This is our Nation Sports Show. We thank you guys for joining us. Happy Tuesday. And guess what this week is? It's the return of NFL football. We are all excited. We're going to be talking about that on today's show. We're going to be talking about a lot of things on today's show. obviously with the upcoming return of the NFL season, as well as other things going on in the world of sports. But of course, first thing we got to do is, of course, do our plugs. And that is, of course, how to interact with us, which is, of course, on YouTube, youtube.com/Our Nation Sports Show, where we are live now. Hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. If you have any comments, if you want to come on here and talk about anything, if you guys want to talk sports, if you want to trash Steven, it's all up to you. It's whatever you decide to do. You can also trash Joey for his trash takes about being a Roll Tide fan. But I digress too.
Screw that.
Just joking, everybody. But you can follow us there. You can follow us at Owen_Sports Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show, and Instagram.com/Our Nation Sports Show. Don't forget also to follow the Nation's Corner at The Nation's Corner on the old YouTube machine, and Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is at Nation's Corner. Follow them there, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, same as this show, but on Saturdays, where it's all things professional wrestling. And we love pro wrestling as much as they do, and they're going to have a hell of a show to talk about and a hell of a week to talk about after this past weekend at All Out, excuse me. And then, of course, everything else is going to happen this week, starting last night on Raw, all the way until, of course, Friday Night SmackDown on Friday. They'll have you covered. Debhausen, Tony Justice, Mongrovian Mike, and the wonderful Front Row. Also, they're going to take care of business for you on that. Also, don't forget to follow at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials there. My cosplay group. Some of us were at All Out this weekend. Starcast and all that. Everybody who was there had a great time. So it's going to be, hopefully we'll have some reports there on our Facebook and on all of our social media platforms, actually, and some videos up on our YouTube. So definitely check that out. And check out our next appearances, which hopefully we'll be able to announce very, very soon. But now that all the plugs are done and not getting paid for any of them, let's go ahead and let's bring on the crew here. And, of course, we can't bring it on without our good buddy here, Mr. JT, Joey Thornton, of course. Joey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having an amazing Taco Tuesday. And yes, I said Taco Tuesday because that is a legitimate saying. But like Ezra said, NFL football is back. Our prediction battle is back. Our favorite segment of all time, the pick segment, is back to where we're picking our NFL regular season games. So let's get to it. Let's roll.
Oh yeah, we got a lot to get into, man, and of course, the patriarch of this show. Without him, as I always say, this show would not be possible. He's our editor, our great editor, and everything, and he's the guy who just happens to be from the same state where the All Out was taking place. Or no, he's from the same state where the main guy from Chicago is from, and I'm talking about North Carolina. And he happens to be more real than Santa Cruz and more proficient than Motley Crue. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one, the only Mr. Big Stevie Wyand. What's up, brother?
He was a poet. You sure didn't know it. What is going on, everybody? We are here. We are live. Yes, these vocals that you hear out of our voices, they are live. There is no backing tracks, no backing tapes backing these voices. These are the voices that are speaking to you about the world of sports, and we are here. We are live. And finally, it seemed like it was an eternity, but the National Football League's regular season kicks off this Thursday at Arrowhead Stadium, not Burrowhead Stadium. Sorry, Cincinnati fans. It's Arrowhead Stadium. The defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs will host the upstart Detroit Lions, and it's going to be a hell of a game, hell of a kickoff, and we are so excited to get into our prediction battles in hour number 2. And with that being said, let's friggin' go.
Yes, definitely. Now, before we get started, I just got to say one thing. 4 minutes? That intro was 4 minutes. What inspired you to go 4 minutes with an intro when you barely know that most fans, unfortunately, attention spans only last 30 seconds, Steven? Come on, man. Come on, man. I've seen Monday Night Raw intros go less time.
Well, I figured, with the
I'm
kickoff
kidding.
of the
I'm kidding, Steven. You know, I give you
Hey,
crap.
hey, it could have been 3 minutes, but it was not 3
Somebody
minutes.
say 3 minutes. But anyways, guys, we got a lot to get into, so enough of our clowning around, at least for now. Let's get right into it, and we got a few things to talk about. And of course, one of the biggest pieces of news outside of the world of there is not one of the biggest pieces, but to talk a little basketball, some big news came out today. The New Orleans Pelicans guard Trey Murphy III unfortunately suffered a meniscus tear. He will undergo further testing. It is immediately unclear whether he'll require surgery or not. Because I wanted to start the NBA. Of course, we're going to lead into the NFL predictions and the NFL news near the second hour, depending on how much other news we're going to have. But there's that to go on to. Outside of that, it looks like the NBA news is already done. Wow, that was quick.
Quicker than the intro.
Yes, it was. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. This show's already off the rails. There's not much going on in the world of the NBA, obviously. Now we can go to Major League Baseball because there are some injury news, and one of the biggest ones is for the Yankees, and that is former Chicago Cub Anthony Rizzo is not going to return to the Yankees for 2023 after dealing with post-concussion syndrome. So unfortunately, the Yankees will not have Anthony Rizzo all the way through October. So it looks like that he's shut down for the year, and I know he just re-signed a big contract recently. So hopefully this stuff will heal up, and he'll be back next season ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, well, the Yankee season's pretty much dead in the water anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of seasons that aren't dead in the water, I want to talk about real quick is the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs have been on a roll as of late. They won some games pretty big, including taking 2 out of 3 of the last series against the Milwaukee Brewers, against one of their rivals. So the Cubs are really, really looking. Last time I checked, they were only, I think, 3 games out of the first place in NL Central. Cubs are really rocking.
And I can confirm that.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a baseball expert, Joey. So, but yeah, it's
the Cubs are 2.5 games back at the Central.
Yeah, the Cubs have won their last couple, including I think one game where they won like really high score. I think it was like 15 or something. It was incredible. Cubs have been playing really well, great baseball. Can't say the same about my Sox, but I digress. But it's but at least one Chicago team is doing well, so cheers to that. But the Cubs are really doing well. Joey,
the Cubs beat the Reds on Sunday 15-7.
Yes, 15-7. Yep, like I said, they took the Brewers 2 out of 3 games this past series too as well. So, Joey, question: how's your Atlanta Braves doing?
Man, I'll tell you what, we are the first team to 90 wins in the Major League season. We have the best record in all the major leagues. We have an astounding 14.5 game lead over the Phillies in the NL East right now. We had a tough road series over the Dodgers, or a tough road series against the Dodgers back over the weekend, but took 3 out of 4 from them, so that put us in real high spirits. And, I mean, the Braves are the only team right now in the majors with 91 wins and less than 50 losses. So, I'm very, very impressed with how my Braves are doing this year, and I hope we can keep it up into the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
What's up, William? How you doing, sir?
Oh, William,
good evening. How you doing, sir?
Yes, also there was also some history, or not histories, but for a rookie yesterday, that would be Royce Lewis. He hit his 3rd Grand Slam in 8 games.
And yesterday, put I believe it was yesterday. I think it was that has played in only he's played in only 56 career games, but he's already hit 4 grand slams.
Insane.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy,
that is
crazy.
absolutely amazing.
I'm sure he's already been randomly drug tested. So
Hmm.
with those type of numbers,
Yeah, and
uh,
I believe that that's the fewest amount of games that somebody has hit 4 grand slams since I believe you guys might know the latest guy. He used to be known as one of the greatest Yankee players of all time, Mr. Lou Gehrig.
yep,
Yep. 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 Yep.
big benchmark to hit there for this young kid, Royce Lewis. I believe he's on the Minnesota Twins, correct?
He is that you would be correct, sir.
All right. Some other injury news to report. Mets Carlos Carrasco broke his pinky and he is done for the remainder of the season.
Ooh.
So he was lifting weights when he set down a 50-pound dumbbell and it flipped over, landing on his pinky.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yep, it was a weightlifting mishap. So fortunately, he is going to be off.
Here's a little something interesting here. If somebody, if the ESPN will decide it wants to pull up. Oh, you got a lot of technology nowadays. Here we go.
Yep.
Former All-Star shortstop and current Philadelphia Phillies player Trey Turner has been placed on the paternity list.
Interesting.
His wife is expecting a child, so
Yeah.
any day now. Best of luck to the couple, and hopefully they have a healthy delivery. Let's see here.
Wow,
Also, what's
and of
up?
course some other major news. Sorry to cut you off, Ezra, but some major news coming from Baltimore. The Baltimore Orioles have promoted top prospect Jackson Holliday to AAA, and he is only 19 years old.
Well, seems like another generational talent to come through, man. It's good. It's crazy. We've been seeing a
He
lot.
is baseball's #1 prospect, and he was the top pick in the 2022 draft last year.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're seeing a lot more now. It seems like over the past couple of years, we've seen good talent, but now this past year has been the generational talent have started to creep up again with, Victor Wembanyama over in the NBA, Connor Bedard over in hockey, and now this kid over here in AAA, now being promoted to AAA at only 19 years old. That's insane.
Yeah, and for those of y'all who may not know, Jackson Holliday is the son of former Major League outfielder Matt Holliday.
Okay. That makes sense. Baseball's in the blood. That makes perfect sense. So to go over real quick Major League Baseball, we'll do what we usually do with our Major League Baseball, and as of course, really the score updates real quick just to get through them. End of the fourth, Minnesota, the Twins, and the Guardians are tied at 2 apiece. Top of the fourth, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh tied at 0. Mariners and the Reds 2-0. Seattle. Tampa Bay Rays leading the Red Sox 3-0 in the second. Dodgers leading Miami 2-0. The Mets beating the Nationals 4-1 in the bottom of the first. Yankees up over the Tigers 1-0 in the first. The Cards and the Braves are knotted up at 0 right now. Game just started. So we got warm-ups right now for the Giants and the Cubs, White Sox and the Royals, Rangers and the Astros, Orioles and the Angels are later tonight. Same thing with the Texas and Houston game. Colorado, Arizona later tonight at 9:40. Toronto and Oakland later tonight around same time, 9:40. Same thing with the Padres and the Phillies. So those are your list of games for tonight as far as Major League Baseball goes.
What's up, Big T? How you doing, sir?
Big T.
What up, Big T?
What up, brother? Good to hear from you, man. You know what? Let's get into a little bit of some MMA news. And The reason why I say that is because today EA Sports announced the cover athletes for the EA Sports UFC games. And for this year, they're going to have on EA Sports UFC, on the standard edition, they're going to have duo cover athletes.
Okay.
This year, it's going to be Alexander Volkanovski and Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be on the standard edition.
Nice.
And then returning to the deluxe edition will be none other than the Stylebender himself, which I believe that is Israel Adesanya.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yep, it's the Stylebender. Israel Adesanya will be on the deluxe edition of EA Sports UFC 5, which will be full reveal will be tomorrow. Actually, full reveal will be actually on Thursday at 7. So,
So I'm pretty sure we're going to get the full details of when the video game is coming out. Very cool. And you know that another UFC game is on the horizon.
yep. You have the full reveal. The full reveal will be at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So check your time schedules to see where you're at and figure that out. Video dropped to some of the current fighters and members of the UFC roster, including Daniel Cormier, Michael Chandler, and several others who got to look at the reveal trailer and just showed their reactions on it. So check that out on the EA Sports UFC page, which is pretty cool. I can't wait. I haven't bought a UFC game, to be honest, since UFC Undisputed 3.
Those Undisputed games are great. I mean,
they were phenomenal games. Absolutely.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, definitely I wanted to talk about that real quick. And then I'm trying to see if there was any big UFC news this past week. Oh yeah, we got, of course, coming up UFC 293, Israel Adesanya. Speaking of the Stylebender, of course, coming up, he'll be defending his title, his middleweight championship belt against number 5 ranked Sean Strickland. Of course, it's going to take place this weekend, September 9th, at the Kiros Arena in Sydney, Australia.
Ooh.
Yep, the main card will be at 10 p.m. Pacific. Card will be at 10 p.m. Pacific time on pay-per-view.
A rumble and down under.
Yes, sir. Yep. And of course, this week coming up is going to be all the different activities in Australia. So if you're happen to be flying out for the fights, or if you're in the area, please check out some of the different activities, including weigh-ins, special events, autograph signings, things like that. More information, of course, UFC.com. Really, outside of that, I don't have really too much of anything else because it's a real light news day as far as really anything else in the world of sports. I'm looking at boxing news right now, and it's kind of very similar. So let's get into some NFL news, and we do got a lot of NFL news to cover, and that is one of the biggest stories that broke today was the injury to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce suffered a hyperextended knee in practice today to prepare for against the game against Detroit on Thursday. Good news came out just a little while ago that his ACL is intact. So there's some good news and a sigh of relief for Chiefs fans and the entire organization. So
A lot of big injuries. A lot of big injuries in this offseason. I mean, it's crazy how we have not played a single regular season game yet. And during the preseason and even during practices and stuff with respective teams, there have been some very significant injuries coming down the pipe. And hopefully Kelce can stay healthy all season long, and hope he can at least play in Thursday's game. If not, that's a huge blow to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, team doctors are saying that they're going to test his knee on Wednesday or tomorrow to see if he'll be able to go on Thursday.
Yeah, they said there's some inflammation, but outside of that, it doesn't seem like there's any significant tears or damage to the knee at all. So, hopefully it's just a sprain or a hyperextension, and he won't be out for long, even if he's out for the game. So, let's see. Also, right here, looking through Adam Schefter's Twitter, the Cardinals have named injured quarterback Kyler Murray one of the 6 team captains. It's because he got that #1 ranking in the world of Call of Duty. That's why.
What? Captain at what?
I was about to
Losing?
say,
Failing?
he got a #1 ranking in Call of Duty. That's why.
Captain at failing. The Cardinals they're in a dumpster fire all to themselves. I mean, they're going to be bad. They're going to be bad.
They're going to be very bad. As a matter of fact, I was watching a show the other day that saying they were showing everybody's or his guys each team is going to finish. Dear God, he's got Arizona finishing 2-15 this year, and I was like, dang.
Yeah. Also, I was just reading here. You guys will appreciate this. Actually, no, it's just because you guys just interviewed this man. And by the way, I want to promote this before we get any further. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So the interview will drop with SiriusXM Mad Dog Radio and Giants coverage own Lance Meadow. My boys here, Stephen Wyand and Joey
Yes.
interview last week, and boy, it's going to be awesome, guys. I can't wait to see it along with all you. It's going to be great. Like I said, tomorrow that interview will drop. We'll get his predictions on the NFL season. We'll talk a little bit about everything NFL with the man himself. Of course, a frequent guest on the show. We've had him before in the past, and we can't wait if we got him again. And hopefully, we'll get him again before the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. He's a very busy man, of course, covering Giants coverage, of course, on Westwood One, and of course, also doing SiriusXM Mad Dog Radio as well. So very, very busy gentleman. But tomorrow the interview drops, and we can't wait for you all to see it.
It was a great sit down with Lance. Lance is always a great guy to talk to. He knows his sports. He knows his football. He's knowledgeable about the game. And just it was finally great to sit down with him last week and break this season down, and just wait till you see this interview because it will blow your mind with some of his answers. It was crazy. I mean, mine and Joey's reaction, especially Joey. Joey at times was speechless. He couldn't believe it. Like, he could not believe it. Well, yeah, and that's all we're going to say about that.
Especially with his Super Bowl prediction. That really blew me away.
Oh, yeah. That's all we're going to say about that. Just wait till you watch this interview tomorrow at night. It's a great interview with Lance, and can't wait to have Lance back on the show again. And it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for you guys to see it. It's great.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've not seen it yet, so I don't know. I'm literally gonna find out with everybody else. So, but here's some other news. The Giants have restructured the contract of quarterback Daniel Jones, converting $8.42 million of his base salary into a signing bonus and creating $6.315 million in cap space per source. So
Interesting.
One of the biggest news in the world of sports actually involves around, you talk about watching some shows on TV, Joey. It's about one show in particular, and that is First Take. And Shannon Sharp has officially joined First Take, joining, of course, Stephen A. Smith. Of course, the first day on the job, Stephen A. had to mess it up and call it, or Shannon did, and called Stephen A. Skip.
Well, and for those that have Spectrum TV, you didn't see it because currently right now, Spectrum and Disney are at a kind of like a
carriage dispute.
Carriage dispute, exactly. So for those that have Spectrum like myself, you didn't see it, so you didn't miss that botch. But it's online. It's everywhere. So it's bound to happen. I mean, all kidding aside, with Shannon, I mean, he was used to standing next to that guy anyways, and debating him. So whatever. What can you do? It's live TV.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's kind of funny. And then today, Stephen A. wore one of those "Hello, my name is" tags on his shirt that has his name on it, so that way Shannon would remember his name. But yes, those carriage disputes happen all the time. It's a frequent thing. I know one of the biggest ones that happened for years for Xfinity customers back when it was Comcast was when AMC's parent company had an issue with them on prices over the channels, and we didn't have AMC for 2 weeks, so I understand that. Will Compton, NFL player, after 10 years, has decided to call it a career.
Interesting.
Yep.
Getting out while he's young. I don't blame him.
Oh yeah.
So, yep. Cowboys and right tackle Terrence Steele have agreed on a 5-year, $86.8 million contract extension and includes $50 million guaranteed. The deal has a max upside of up to $91.8 million. The contract was negotiated by Eric Burkhart and Rock Nation Sports.
Interesting.
Yep. Man, the Cowboys, right here, so far they're spending this offseason. Their spending this offseason has well over $220 million in four players. Trayvon Diggs, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, and Tony Pollard. And then, of course, you got Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are up for extensions, and Micah Parsons becomes eligible next year. So
that's a good question, William. How did Colorado move into the top 25, college football, rankings after one win? Well, it's simple, William, because.
Speaking of college football, we got to talk about just 1 minute to go off base. The big upset, Duke defeating Clemson.
Unbelievable domination by Duke in this game.
I saw that break yesterday, and I was like, what? I can't believe that. But,
unreal.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a much bigger surprise. How about LSU getting blown out in the second half on Sunday night, losing by 21 points to Florida State? Or excuse me, 24 points, 45-21. I loved it.
And that's going to hurt Clemson's ranking, because you get beat by a 21st ranked team and you're ranked number 7 in the country. That'll definitely hurt you a little bit. So
as a matter of fact, they released the updated rankings earlier today, and it has been confirmed that Clemson is now at the bottom of the barrel at number 25, dropping 16
Wow.
spots.
Well, one thing is for sure, they are looking
spots.
down. They are definitely looking down the barrel of today. That is for sure.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Never thought I hated you more.
Wow. That's a lot of hate breed coming out of you. Anyways.
Yep. Let's see. Former Pitt and Falcons running back Quadre Olson is returning to Pittsburgh and signing to the Steelers practice squad. Also in the world of the NFL, right here, Mike Evans is setting a Week 1 deadline to receive a new contract from the Tampa Bay Bucks, with his representation indicating the wide receiver will look to play elsewhere in 2024 if no deal is reached. So
that's not good for Tampa.
Speaking of, interesting. Speaking of new deals being reached, there is apparently a deal on the table for Nick Bosa that needs to be signed that will guarantee him to be the highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history.
Non-paid quarterback, so he's doing it for free?
Wow.
Very clever. I got my words twisted. Highest paid non-quarterback in
There you
NFL history.
There you go.
I got my words twisted. My bad.
Don't worry, I failed English too.
Gula!
Let's see. Unfortunately, Cooper Kupp suffered a setback with his hamstring injury, and now he's day to day. He's set to meet with some specialists to figure out what's going on. So not good news for the Rams.
Yeah, back-to-back
Definitely
years.
not.
Nope, definitely not. So the NFL said that there will be no action taken by the league against Tyreek Hill for the incident he was involved in this summer. Oh, and here's a big contract. You want to talk about contract deals? TJ Hawkinson has signed a new deal. Signed a new deal with Minnesota. It is a 4-year, $68.5 million contract that resets the tight end market. The $17.125 million annual average and $42.5 million guarantee are the highest for a tight end in NFL history.
Wow.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep. The Bears have signed Nathan Peterman and Trent Taylor to the active roster and have placed Tevin Jenkins and Doug Kramer on IR. They're out for a minimum of 4 games. Some sad news to come out of the world of the NFL. Pro Football Hall of Famer Gil Brandt, one of the architects that turned the Cowboys from an expansion franchise into America's team, has died Thursday at the age of 91 years old.
That man had a hell of a life, hell of a career, and he will be dearly missed.
Yep, he will be very dearly missed.
Very much responsible for the Cowboys' success back in the day, especially. So definitely got to give him a lot of credit, a lot of respect. Let's see. The Dolphins have placed Jalen Ramsey and Jeff Wilson Jr. on IR.
Oh, wow.
They've also signed Justin Bethel, Tyler Croft, and Perry Nickerson. So
I guess that's really opening the door for Raheem Mostert to be very vital, or to play a very vital role in at least these first 4 games.
Yep. The Ravens have signed Melvin Gordon and Daryl Worley to the practice squad.
Melvin Gordon. Interesting.
A veteran running back.
Yep.
Yeah, just what Baltimore needs, another running back that they can run to the ground.
Literally and figuratively, because they experienced the injury bug last season with running backs. It was ugly.
Yep. First J.K. Dobbins, then Gus Edwards.
Guys, listen to this. Former Arizona Cardinals head coach Steve Wilkes testified that a team executive gave him a burner phone to communicate with former GM Steve Keim under orders from Keim and team owner Michael Bidwill during Keim's suspension, according to a deposition obtained by ESPN.
Ooh, oh my.
Ooh.
And the plot thickens.
Wow.
Yep, Arizona is definitely burning in that dumpster fire.
Oh, good Lord.
Yep.
You have a player who's not left his Xbox in probably fucking 6 months to all this bullshit. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and when he's not playing Call of Duty, sitting around playing on his Xbox or PlayStation, whatever the heck he's got, he's dressing up like the cheerleaders on the longest yard on the football field.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. That outfit is beyond ridiculous.
Yup.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about the crop top. Holy crap, man. It's just, and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Speaking of sports, and we can't go by without mentioning this, obviously, but I don't want to get too deep into a discussion because obviously we got a little bit of time until we get to our NFL predictions. But speaking of sports, we can't talk about sports without mentioning a sports legend who happened to be a part of some wrestling this past weekend. And that, of course, is the Worm himself, Dennis Rodman. For the first time in 13 years, Dennis Rodman returned to the United Center, this time as a special guest of AEW. He was there as part of AEW Collision on Saturday, and he was also there at All Out on Sunday, accompanying the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, aka Daddy Ass, to the ring as part of that. And he even did a guitar shot to I believe it was Jay Lethal, or not Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt. And it was pretty awesome to see the Worm back out there, not only back with in a pro wrestling ring just hanging out, but also the fact that this was his, like I said, his first appearance at the UC in 13 years. He had not stepped in that building in that long. And, you know, for him, and he even showed a video of him getting emotional, talking about the fans of Chicago and what the city meant to him backstage at the UC with Jeff Jarrett. And it was just awesome to have him back. Fortunately, I wasn't there live to witness any of this. Unfortunately, I had deal with back issues, and then of course, a family member was also dealing with an injury. But man, what a cool moment for not only for the wrestling fans who know about Dennis Rodman's history in WCW, but also just having him back in Chicago once again after so long, and you know, and knowing that no matter what he does, he will always be a Chicago legend to us. 5 NBA championships. You can't go wrong. Many people consider him to be the best defensive player of the in one of the best defensive players in the entire NBA. So cheers to that, man. Dennis Rodman back in Chicago. It was fun to see. I wanted to bring that up real quick. We got about 15 minutes, but you know what? This shit takes a while. So I'm pulling it up now, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is that time you've been asking for. You've been craving for it. It's been a crazy week, crazy off season, but now it's here. The NFL predictions battle is officially back.
Oh, yeah.
Joey, why don't you go ahead and explain to the folks at home what we do?
So what we do is all of us here on our sports show, we give our predictions based on who's going to win week after week. And, of course, if you get the correct pick, then you get a check bar. But if you make the wrong selection, then you get an X. And whoever finishes through week 18 with the best record between all of us here on the sports show, you will win the NFL regular season prediction battle. Plain and simple.
Absolutely. No prizes involved, no money involved. We're just having a good time. We just wanted to see who could come up with the best predictions. And also, I wanted to say this, that this prediction battle is actually sponsored, is actually accompanied by an announcement. It says, are you tired of rampaging people in your office space? Are you tired of people not following the rules? Are you tired of people throwing TV monitors at your head? Look no further than the AEW disciplinary committee. They will make sure that your problems are taken care of.
Oh. Yeah. One last little note here before we do get started.
Oh, God.
First game with our first prediction battle of the season. I'm going to do things a little bit differently this year, as far as the prediction battle.
Okay.
Last year, I was reading the overall records after each individual week. This year, I am not going to do that. I'm going to keep you guys guessing.
Oh,
Only twice this year will I read the overall rankings. And those times will be after week 9 and after, of course, week 17, week 18, we'll be crowned our winner.
Okay, I like it.
I
I like
like
it a
it.
lot.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yep, so I'm going
Keep
to keep you guys
everybody
guessing this
guessing.
year.
Oh, by the way, one quick, Steven, I can see that you're rocking your Iron Maiden T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're rocking that. I was gonna say you're rocking that shirt. We're with your picks. I really hope your picks are good, or you may have to run to the hills. There you go.
Well, thank you for that.
Absolutely, I would do the other song, Flight of Icarus, but we'll leave that to our boy Monrovia Mike to do.
Yeah, shout outs to Elder, because every time that song comes on,
He starts belting it out.
Yeah.
I think Steven is going to be running to the hill, though, because he'll be picking the Carolina Panthers every single week to win.
No.
Come on! They're your favorite NFL team.
Hey, at least it's not Randy picking the fucking team that's not Tom Brady.
Oh yeah. That's still funny how Randy supports a football team that Tom Brady is a partial owner to.
Yep.
I think he just pretends that Tom Brady doesn't even exist.
Probably.
It's the same way I think of Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers is still active. Anyways, moving forward, let's get down to the picks, guys, because obviously this stuff does take time. So the first game, of course, will be Thursday, September 7th at 7:20. It's going to be a Thursday night football game. It's going to be the Lions versus the Chiefs. And I believe this game will be taking place at Arrowhead Stadium.
That you are correct, sir.
Okay, so I know which way because obviously they don't give you where they're going exactly on NFL.com, obviously.
I actually have every matchup written out for this week with who's on the road and who's at home. So if you need any information, you just let me know.
Okay, yeah, because I think Google does it. Actually.
Yeah, Google does it.
Where it'll do that for you, but the NFL doesn't. I think the only way you're going to guess is it because I think the away team is on top and then the home team is on the bottom.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start that prediction battle. The Chiefs and the Lions at Arrowhead. Who wants to go?
I'm going to go ahead and get things started off here. Obviously, Kansas City are the defending Super Bowl champions for a reason. Regardless whether Travis Kelce does play in this game or not, which honestly I think he will, because I don't think he'll be missing the very first game of the regular season. He might be on a limited basis throughout the game, but I still think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because Detroit, they have been known to play spoiler, and there's going to be no better time for them to play spoiler than here in the first week of the regular season. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. I'm going to go 34-24.
I will go 31. I'll go 31-24. I'll make it a little closer.
I'm going to go even closer. Obviously, I'm picking Kansas.
Don't get too close. There's usually charges for that.
Yep. Brandon Saley knows the good thing about doing that, charging it up. Too soon? Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs to win in a close one. I think that the Lions are gonna keep this very close. I have the Lions having a 23-20 lead in the fourth quarter, but I have Mahomes and the Chiefs on a game-winning touchdown drive, winning it at the very end of the game, 27-23 to kick off the NFL season. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a great game because, when you look at this game on paper, the Lions, are they going to Lions in the first game? No, I think Detroit is going to give the Chiefs fits. So The Chiefs, I think, are going to
I
win a
think
nail
so
biter.
too.
So,
I think so too. And of course, our other co-host who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight because of a lot of things that he's had going on the past couple of weeks. Kevin Rory will be reaching out to him for him to make his picks for week 1. And of course, if you guys want to get involved in the chat and make your own predictions, you're more than welcome to.
Yes, absolutely. William Gyron actually just posted he picks the Chiefs over the doesn't give us the score, but he does pick the Chiefs over the Lions.
Nice.
It's pretty credible. All right. Speaking of Steven's favorite team, the first game of Sunday is the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, and the game is going to be in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. Half these stadiums change names. So I don't know what the fuck their names are.
I will kickstart.
They changed names more than Kanye.
This is true.
Oh gosh,
This is
true though. This is true.
Or Ron
But
Artest.
anyway, Steven, your pick.
And of course, Ron Artest changes names like that too. I am gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons to beat Carolina in a close one. I'm gonna go Atlanta 17-16.
Whoa, you got a nail biter, don't you?
Oh, and Carolina fans know a thing about that as well. So did Dallas fans, but I digress.
17-14. Atlanta over Carolina.
All right. I do think this is going to be a close game. But I'm going to give the advantage to Atlanta since the Falcons are going to be playing at home. And they are going to have really high hopes for Mr. Bijan Robinson, who will be making his regular season debut in this game coming up. So, with that being said, I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to go Falcons 19, Panthers 17.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's actually really good. Next game that we have coming up is the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens at what's the name of the stadium? It's
M&T Bank.
Yeah,
M&T
Bank Stadium.
M&T Bank Stadium. All right.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
I'm picking the Ravens. It's gonna be 20. I think it's gonna be 27-14. I think that the Texans are gonna have a good showing, especially with their new quarterback. Especially with the new I mean, obviously Case Keenum is gonna be the starter more than likely. Well, actually, no. I've actually
heard C.J. Stroud's going to start.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's going to start. So the Rook is going to start. And I think he's going to have a good showing. But obviously, he's going to go through some growing pains because obviously this is his debut in the regular season. And you're going up against Lamar Jackson, who's not only a veteran quarterback, but he's also out to prove that he's worth the money that he's been given. So so that's why I picked the score as this. Because I think he's going to have a good scoring game. I think he's going to throw at least 3 touchdowns. I think he'll throw at least 3 touchdowns, but and I think that the Texans are going to have a good showing, but I don't think they're going to have too good. Outside of that, I think Baltimore's just going to take it. That's the way I see it. 27-14 Baltimore.
I think.
Yes.
What?
Yes, and keep in mind real quick that we're also going to see the return of a certain football player in this game, Mr. Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, will be making his comeback.
Yep.
His first game as a Raven.
Yep. And that's a big target for Lamar to throw to, so.
Yes, it is. And we'll see how OBJ does in his first game. Because, I mean, this to me, I'm not going to say it's a coming out party for Lamar, but I think Lamar is out to prove to the critics, to the naysayers that have doubted him because he has been injured a lot, in these last couple of years. And it's a proven fact that when he is healthy, Lamar Jackson is one of the best players to play in the NFL. And I think that Jackson is going to have a coming out party. I think 3 touchdowns in this game. And I think it's just going to be enough to squeeze out a victory against the Texans 20-16.
Oh, you're going pretty close there. I got you.
Okay. Joey?
All right, I'm gonna go just a little bit further apart. I do think that this is going to be a great game for C.J. Stroud to, of course, make a big splash, seeing as how this will be his regular season debut. But we have seen rookie quarterbacks in the past come out and have one of the best games of their lives, but we've also seen them come out and have one of the worst first games of their lives. So it all depends on which version we're going to see out of C.J. Stroud. I do think he has the capability to bring us a good game, but this is going to be Lamar Jackson's first regular season game since he signed that big contract back on draft night in April. So, with that being said, I think Baltimore is going to win this game. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go Baltimore 27, Houston, I'll go 17.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Next game on the docket is the Bengals and the Browns, the Battle of Ohio. It is going to be
Yep, this game is going to be in Cleveland.
Yes, it's going to be in Cleveland.
But that ain't going to change anything because I'll go in and kick off the reins in this one. Yes, the Browns may have Deshaun Watson, and yes, they may have Nick Chubb. But that's pretty much all they got on offense. And Cincinnati, on the other hand, they have a elite quarterback in Joe Burrow, a stout running back in Joe Mixon, and of course one of the best dual wide receiver threats in the game with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So with that being said, and of course Cincinnati does have the better defense. So with that being said, give me Cincinnati in this game. I'm going to go 31-14.
Kind of the same score as me. I'm going to have Cincinnati beating up on Cleveland. I'm going to go 28-14.
Okay.
34-17. Cincinnati or Cleveland. Yes, Cincinnati over Cleveland.
All right.
All right. Next game is the Jaguars and the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this one might be an interesting game. That is, if Jonathan Taylor was going to play and the Colts had at least a veteran quarterback on the roster, but this is going to be a very interesting game for the Colts because not only are they going to be without their star running back Jonathan Taylor, but this is also going to be the regular season debut for their number 1 draft pick back in April, Mr. Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida. And he's already been, of course, named as the starter. And the Jaguars, they improved a little bit on defense. So I think the Jaguars' defense might give Anthony Richardson an early run for his money. So, and of course, Jacksonville is obviously the better team that's going to be out there on the field because, I mean, they're coming off a playoff appearance for crying out loud and the AFC South title from last year. So, you know they're not going to go down easy. So, with that being said, give me the Jaguars in this one. I'm going to go 27-13.
I think that, as Tree would say, this is the first of many where Anthony Richardson goes to die because the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to absolutely annihilate Anthony Richardson in his first professional football regular season game. And with that being said, I am going to go with the Jags to absolutely lay a whooping on the Indianapolis Colts, 27-10.
28-13. Jaguars over the Colts. like you said, Anthony Richardson, he's gonna have a decent showing. He's gonna throw a touchdown, but it's like any other rookie QB. It's like any other rookie. They're gonna have some growing pains, and unfortunately, this is gonna be one of them because the Jaguars, yes, while they're not the quote unquote best team, they still are coming off some momentum from last season. Playoff appearance, shocking teams left and right.
Almost beat the Chiefs in the divisional round.
Almost.
Mind you, Jacksonville's on a roll, and that's an effort to the organization. It's an effort to Shad Khan. That's an effort to,
Doug Peterson,
and everybody who's on the coaching staff, everybody who's the management.
Doug Marone. I mean, everybody out there.
You know what? I know he doesn't. I know he's only the analytics expert, obviously. Tony Khan.
Yeah, Tony Khan. There you go.
He's the analytics expert, for crying out loud. He's the one who comes up with the numbers and shit. So
yeah, I mean, when you look at what Jacksonville has going for them, I mean, I think that while they're not the best team on paper, I think Jacksonville is going to give a lot of teams this year a run for their money, especially the teams that are highly regarded in the AFC, because the AFC this year is stacked. I mean, Buffalo, the Jets with Rodgers on paper, Mahomes and Kansas City obviously will be at the forefront of discussions in the AFC, and obviously Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, and even Justin Herbert in Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, like, there's the AFC and hella Tua Tagovailoa and Miami. My God. I mean, the AFC has a lot of teams that could make a lot of noise. And Jacksonville, I mean, I honestly think that Peterson and company are out to prove that this is not a fluky team. This is not a team, that last year, they got lucky, they got hot. I mean, yes, Jacksonville was one of the hottest teams, last year in the NFL season last year, rattling off 7-8 wins in a row, and including that improbable 31 30-27, 30-27 in overtime against the Chargers. I mean, just unbelievable, and they took Mahomes literally to the limit, and they were on the brink of getting in the AFC Championship game for the second time in 7 or 6 years. I mean, just remarkable stuff that Jacksonville pulled off last year. And I think the Jags, and including Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he has the more experience, obviously, than Richardson does, because he has another extra year under his belt. And I think that Trevor Lawrence, he'll be up there, as one of the top 10 quarterbacks of the league.
Yep. Definitely agree on that. Next game on the list is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Minnesota Vikings at Bank of America Stadium.
No.
That stadium out there in Minnesota.
Oh, it's US Bank Stadium.
Yeah, USA Bank Stadium.
Yep.
But this is kind of, I would guess.
This is going to be kind of interesting. I mean, if Tom Brady was playing in this game, I would definitely pick the Bucs in a heartbeat. But seeing as how this is going to be the first test for Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform, given his history, I mean, Baker Mayfield could come out and surprise us all. I mean, because we don't know the popular phrase, any given Sunday. I mean, anything can happen when two NFL teams step out there on the field. But, man, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, you know what? The other factor, though, Joey, you got to think of is not only Baker Mayfield's performance, but Kirk Cousins as well.
And the Vikings as a team.
Yeah,
I said a very.
Yeah, I was just about to get to Kirk Cousins actually. 1:00 game, and Kirk Cousins tends to play very well in the 1:00 games given his history. I'm going to give a very, very slight edge to Minnesota in this game. I think it's going to be very close. It could go either way. So with that being said, give me Minnesota in this one. I'm going to go Minnesota on a game-winning field goal, 27-24.
I was actually just I was gonna go 23-21 on a game-winning field goal.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick before I give my score, William Gyron has a couple of picks here in the chat. He's got the Falcons winning over Carolina 20-17. He's got the Ravens 30-21. Browns 28-20.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
And the Jags, he has the Jags winning 28-21.
Okay.
Vikings 20-10. And with that being said, you know what? I kind of like where Joey's going with this because the Minnesota Vikings have been known to give their fans several heart attacks. And I think this is one of several many heart attacks this season. Vikings fans, I am sorry. God bless you and all your fans out there, including I know a good buddy of mine who lives in Laurinburg, North Carolina. He's a longtime Vikings fan. As a matter of fact, I hate to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Screw it. He went to U.S. Bank Stadium last year where the Cowboys absolutely made the Vikings their bitch. So, yeah, with that being said, Jeremy, I know you're a long-time Vikings fan. To you, I say good luck. And good luck to all the Vikings fans this year because they're going to need it. Because I think the Vikings, while they do have some decent pieces, but they lost two major compartments to their offense and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook. Now, in retrospect, they have a good tight end. And they have one of the best receivers in the National Football League in Justin Jefferson. And I think that the high-end talent that the Vikings still do have is going to edge out the Bucs. But I'm thinking it's going to be a close game. You know what? I'm feeling a little odd here. I'm going to go Minnesota 20-19.
Oh.
Wow.
Yep, 20-19 to Minnesota. Why not? Start out the year by giving your fans 3 or 4 heart attacks.
You know what? Before we go on to the next game, I just happened to think about something. I was thinking back to one of Mr. William Gyron's picks, and he actually might be onto something.
Yeah.
If there is one team that Joe Burrow has tended to struggle with in the regular season, it's the Cleveland Browns.
That's a good point, William. That's a very good point because as remember last year, the Browns absolutely annihilated Burrow and company on Monday Night Football. It wasn't even close.
I just now happen to think about that. So very interesting pick there, Mr. William Gyron.
I like it. Going for the hot take already there, Mr. Sir.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The next game we have on the docket. Good thing NFL.com likes to reset their page. I got it though. It's right here, the Titans and the Saints at the Superdome.
Oh boy. This is an interesting game.
This one's gonna be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Because the Saints, they pretty much underwent a whole scenic change from this past year.
Obviously the departure of Sean Payton.
Yeah, definitely the departure of Sean Payton, the arrival of former Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr.
Yep.
The 3-game suspension for Alvin Kamara in regards to that bar incident from last year. And there's no telling if Michael Thomas will even be able to last the full game before he gets his butt hurt again.
He can't even stay healthy to save his life.
No, he can't. So I am actually going to go with the road team in this one. I'm going Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to do just enough to knock New Orleans on their tails and send them scurrying, hoping for a win next week. So I'm going to go Tennessee in this one. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to make it a little bit close. I'm going to say 26-20.
All right. So I will go next, and I have a lot of mixed feelings on this game because Derek Carr, his first game with the Saints after being with the Raiders all these years. We don't know how Tannehill is going to do because Tannehill is up and down. They do have a nice weapon in DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver, and they still got one of the greatest running backs to play this sport in Derrick Henry. And with that being said, I think that the Titans' talent will outduel the Saints. I got them in a close one. I am going to go with Tennessee to pull out the win on a game-winning field goal, 20-17.
You know what? I'm going to go with the same score. Steven, 20-17. That's the same score I had.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Before we go on to the next game, I want to bring something to you guys' attention real quick.
Okay.
My wife is currently watching NXT right now, and she has said that next week we're going to see a huge match on NXT. We're going to see Tiffany Stratton defend the NXT Women's Championship against the one, the only, the man, Becky Lynch.
Wow.
Becky Lynch returning to NXT.
Crazy. And
Wow.
as of now, William's got another score here in the chat. He's got the Titans 21-14 in a close one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ezra, did you give your pick yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
Or wait.
he did.
Yeah, he did. He did. 20-17, same score as me.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
All right, next game. It is the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh at whatever the fuck name stadium it is.
Acrisure Stadium.
It's still Heinz Field to me, damn it.
Whatever.
Same to me.
Fucking corporate bullshit.
I don't care if it's Heinz Field.
Crypto.com Arena.
Oh my god. I don't care if it's Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field, what is the other one?
Your sister's ass stadium.
Yeah, or whatever the hell, the Three River Stadium. Thank you. That just came to me. I don't care what the name of the stadium is. I think San Francisco is going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna go San Francisco 23-17.
All right. I'm actually going to go a little bit further out because, yes, the Steelers do have a very experienced head coach in Mike Tomlin, but San Francisco has a defense that's going to be sniffing blood this year.
Yes, they are.
With that being said, I think San Francisco is going to absolutely annihilate Pittsburgh. I'm going to go 31-13.
Yowza!
I'm gonna go a little bit bigger than that. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 34. I'm gonna go 34-10.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, but as much Steelers did make some good, changes and all that, but this is the fucking 49ers we're talking about here and how high powered they are with everything they have right now. You got a healthy Purdy. You got Deebo Samuel. Nick Bosa is going to have a brand new contract. You got freaking just so many weapons on both sides of the ball. Their offense and defense are completely stacked beyond belief. There's no way they don't dominate freaking Pittsburgh this first game and showcase that they're ready to win a title.
Absolutely, but one question that needs to be asked, and which Steven brought up during his pre-intro, can Brock Purdy stay healthy for a full season?
I hope so for mainly Kevin's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Because I
You,
mean,
you think Kevin's jaw pain's gonna be bad? Imagine how pissed off he's gonna be when his team gets their ass handed to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at what Purdy did last year, and he had a great season last year up until he got injured in the championship game against Philadelphia. And I think that Purdy, he deserves the starting role. But it's like I've said, it's like Joey, you said, it's like Ezra, you said last week on the show, and it's like Lance has said in his shows that Trey Lance should have still been on this roster, because if he was doing good in training camp, you should have kept that insurance policy, because we don't know how we didn't know up until that point before the trade, how could he do? And I think if he would have been given a fair chance, I think that Lance could have still, probably played, because maybe you could have got him in, to a running, package, and stuff like that. But the problem with San Francisco is they are pulling the same move that they did when Colin Kaepernick overtook Alex Smith during the 2012-13 season. And Kaepernick came in, took the keys out of the ignition and ran with it. And just Smith ran out of San Francisco and he went to Kansas City. And this is kind of the same thing, but the problem with Lance is he's still not playing with Dallas. He's a third string quarterback. And it's funny how he said, I don't want to be a third string quarterback, and yet those words are biting him in the ass. And it's just fascinating with San Francisco, because as we all know, Nick Bosa, up until this point, as of now, has been holding out because of contract negotiations not going down, the way he thought they were, and he wants a full-time, contract to become the highest paid non-quarterback playing in the NFL. And if he gets it, well deserved. I mean, he is the reigning defending defensive player of the year. And I think Purdy will have a solid season. But the most interesting factor that nobody's really talking about is, yes, they're praising Brock's talents, but now everybody in the NFL has a full film tape on you, your strengths and your weaknesses. And that will be the biggest test to Purdy's season this year. Because while Kyle Shanahan might be an offensive, guru, as far as knowing plays and knowing players' strengths and weaknesses. But this is a gamble that he is taking. And we will see over time. As I said in the pre-intro, these questions about these young quarterbacks, especially these young star athletes, they will be answered week after every single week as the season rolls along.
Yeah, and we brought this up quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. Trey Lance, because given the recent history, I have more faith and trust in Trey Lance as a backup than Sam Darnold.
And that's my problem too, is Sam Darnold is not a credible backup quarterback. Yes, he might be a veteran, but he's a journeyman. He's been in the NFL longer than Lance has. He's played more games than Lance has. But his numbers do not show that he is a true backup quarterback. Because even though he may be a more credible backup quarterback than, John Johnson was last year for San Fran, that's still a healthy body that was on the bench. And then he got knocked out of the game, against Philadelphia. And that's still the biggest questioning mark that I have for San Francisco this year. Can they go all the way with a healthy quarterback? Because coincidentally, the last quarterback to do that was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep. And now
we will see.
And now look what happened to him.
Yep. And now he's on Vegas. And we'll see how he does with Vegas. But this will be a very interesting start for San Francisco.
Yep. Okay.
Wait. We didn't give our picks, did we?
No.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
So
Okay.
now we got one more 1 o'clock game.
Yes, we do. One more 1 o'clock game, and that is the Cardinals and your Washington Commanders. And it'll be
I'm telling you one thing right now.
Oh.
If my boys lose this game on Sunday,
God.
I ain't never gonna hear the end of it.
I'll get. You know what? I've already got a score in my head. All right, score in my head.
What you got?
27-7. Commanders over the Cards.
You're not believe I'm fixing to say this.
Go ahead, say it, see it. Come on.
I'm gonna go. I cannot believe I'm putting faith in Washington. Washington, do not let me down. Do not let me down. I am gonna go with the Commanders to beat up on the Arizona Cardinals 20-6.
Wow.
Okay.
The chat.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, Steven, you want to hear this one, man?
Real quick, Joey. William has the Niners winning 31-17.
Nice.
I love what he said above. Chicken Liver Stadium. Wait. So, William, was that I think that was in reference to the Steelers, correct?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
That would be my guess as well.
Speaking of your guess, what's your pick for the game?
I of course am going with my Commanders. But here's my final score. I'm gonna go 24-0.
Look at you! First nugget
I'm going with a opening day shutout.
And meanwhile, William has the Commanders beating up on Arizona 30-10.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going 24-0.
And yes to what he said, Chicken Liver Stadium is in reference to the Steelers. Yes. Correct.
Okay. Now we get to the afternoon games, and you kick it off with the oldest rivalry in the entire NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers at Soldier Field in Chi-Town, baby.
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, only this time, Aaron Rodgers would not be looking at Chicago fans saying, I own you.
Fuck you.
I think Chicago is going to beat Green Bay in a close one. I have Chicago winning 21-17.
I'm going to go 24-20, Chicago over Green Bay. Jordan Love is going to have a good day, but I think the defense is just going to be too much. I think the defense is going to come in, they're going to shut them down at the end, and they're going to force a couple fumbles, maybe a takeaway, an interception, and really showcase that the true monsters of the Midway are back. And I'm hoping that Justin Fields, with his new targets, including DJ Moore, I'm hoping that Fields gets himself somewhat improved in his ability, in his trust to throw and not run as much. So with that being said, I'm going with the Bears 24-20 over Green Bay.
All right, I'm going to keep things a little bit closer.
Okay.
I'm going to go the Bears over the Packers 24-22.
Wow.
24-22.
All right.
Okay. Not mad at that one. Next game. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium.
Why is this the most difficult game to pick up the week?
Debut of Sean Payton as the head coach.
And William has the Bears winning 27-20.
Okay.
Oh, you got the Broncos winning this one. Interesting.
No.
Chicago.
No, he's talking
Chicago
about
over Green Bay.
Bears and Packers.
Oh,
Yeah, he hadn't picked that game yet.
I thought we were talking about the Raiders and the Broncos.
No, but I was just rattling off his score from Chicago Green Bay.
YouTube feed is actually a few seconds behind the live feed. So
Gotcha. But yeah, this one, I think this one's going to be pretty interesting.
it is because you got the Raiders who, let's be honest, they've been a dumpster fire. They lost Derek Carr to free agency. Devontae Adams doesn't even want to be there. You've got just so many issues, and of course you got the anchor known as Josh McDaniels.
And of course, you got the star offensive player of the team, Josh Jacobs, playing on a franchise tag.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you look at Denver, and Denver obviously they were on a full rebuild. They got what now? They got Russ. Do you still got Russ?
Yeah, they still got Russell Wilson. They got the new head coach, of course, Sean Payton.
New ownership in general by the Walton brand.
Yeah, by the Walton family. So
Yeah.
I don't know. This one could be.
I don't think it's going to be a high scoring affair. Personally, it's not going to be something super high scoring. I'm going to go with Denver. It's going to be close.
Okay.
I'm going to go 20. I'm going to go 20-16.
Okay.
All right. I actually can't believe I'm about to say this. With Jimmy Garoppolo being the starter for the Raiders now, I have to give the edge to the Raiders because if there's one thing that Jimmy Garoppolo knows how to do in tight situations, it's win. Whether it's an ugly win, a struggle win, or just a win in general. A win is a win no matter how you get it. So I'm actually going to go with the Raiders in this one.
Okay.
It's going to be very close. Very, very close. I actually think the Broncos are going to be on top with like 30 seconds to go in the game. And then Jimmy Garoppolo in that time is going to lead the Raiders to a game-winning touchdown drive. So I'm going to go with the Raiders 22-17.
Here's our first disagreement. I'm going to go with the Broncos in a close one.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Broncos 17-13.
Okay. All right.
And let me check.
Go ahead and check real quick.
Ha! He said I'm bailing on this game.
How did I know that was coming?
Wow, William, you're just like your precious son.
Yeah, but in the best of ways, votes a wacky ass score though.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he don't post no 100-0 games.
Yeah. Next game is Dolphins and the Chargers at SoFi Stadium.
Oh, baby.
Now
This might be the toughest
this
game.
one's gonna be hard to pick.
Yeah, because it's because you got to think. You got the Chargers, who of course have Justin Herbert, who have all their key components. And then you've got the Dolphins, of course, Tua, who's going to be back finally after dealing with all the concussion stuff. He'll be back.
And the Dolphins are also going to be back with a much more stout offensive line that will more than likely, hopefully, be able to protect Tua this whole season as long as he doesn't try to scramble out of the pocket too much.
Why does this got to be so difficult, man?
Ah.
Oh.
You know what? I'll actually go ahead and get things started on this one.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I hate to go against the grain here. And by going against the grain, I mean going against Chargers fans. But I'm going to go with Miami in this game. I think that if the offensive line does what they're supposed to do and protect Tua, allowing him to stay in the pocket so that he can deliver those nice, crisp passes to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and as long as the defense does their part in stopping Justin Herbert every chance that they get and keeping the Chargers' run game in check, I think the Dolphins are going to squeak by in this one. I'm going to go the Dolphins on a game-winning field goal, 27-26.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Dolphins, 28-27.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh, before I give my score, look at this score. Williams got the Dolphins 35-30.
Whoa.
I can see that.
I can see that.
With that high
I like that score.
I like the score because it's you got to think Miami doesn't get a lot of credit, but they have a real high-powered offense.
They do.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I like this game, and I like what Williams thinking. I'm going to go with the Dolphins in a similar score. I'm going to go 34-30.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. All
right. Next game is the Eagles and the Patriots, of course, at Foxborough.
Oh, yeah, this one is going to be an absolute no-brainer. Give me the Eagles in this one. I'm going to go Eagles 34, Patriots, I'll go 16.
Give me the Eagles to not take it easy on the Patriots. Oh, I'm going to go Philadelphia 34-10.
Sorry, Mac, and sorry, Bill.
35-13. Eagles, of course. All right. Final 425 game is the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants.
That was going to be on Sunday Night Football, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, skip that.
That was on Sunday Night Football.
Final game is actually going to be the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks.
You know what? I'm going to start this bad boy up. I'm going to go with Seattle to beat up on the Rams 24-13.
All right. I'm going to go with Seattle in a very, very similar score. I'm going 24-14.
26-17. Seattle. Geno Smith is really good. Geno Smith's going to have a good year this year.
Really quick, William has Philadelphia over the Patriots 30-14.
Okay. Very reasonable. All right. Now we go to the Sunday Night Football game. The Cowboys and the Giants in the New Jersey, New York area.
Yep. So I'm going to start off by saying I think the biggest question that's going to be need to ask is CeeDee Lamb going to be able to CD ball?
And the other biggest question that is lingering around in Cowboys country and Cowboys nation is Dak Prescott going to be a man of his words? I'm not going to throw more than 10 interceptions this season. Prove it.
Yeah, given his success rate, Dak Prescott will have 10 interceptions by week 7.
By the way, I hope they bring a poltergeist to the Giants so that way they can clear out all the ghosts so Mac Jones doesn't have a reason to trip.
Danny Dimes, hello.
You mean hello? Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones. Are you there?
Jones.
Hello.
Well, Mac Jones trips over ghosts too. The ghosts of former players that are better than him on that team.
True.
The ghost of Eli Manning. But no, I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go 27-23.
All right, I'm gonna go very similar. I'm gonna go 20.
Okay.
I don't feel good about it because Dallas is known to upset their fans on a weekly basis, and I
This
don't
is
feel great
true.
about it. I'm going to go with Dallas in a close one. I'm going to go 28-24.
I think Dak in this game, he's going to throw at least 2 interceptions, but he's going to have over 300 yards. And I feel like that Tony Pollard is going to have a big 100-yard plus game. So that's just my opinion.
All right, so now
Monday
there's
Night
only one
Football.
game left.
It
The
is Monday night.
debut of Aaron Rodgers in a New York Jets uniform.
Yep, as they take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And it's going to be interesting.
And you know there's going to be a huge
Look at this,
standing
real quick.
ovation before this game when Damar Hamlin walks out of the tunnel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, real quick, William with the disagreement of our picks. He's got the Giants 20-17.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh, I
very
forgot about this
interesting
one.
choice.
I forgot another score. He's got the Sea Chickens beating the Rams 30-20.
The Sea Chickens, yes.
He was listening to the son, man.
he
Bravo.
listens to our stuff. The Sea Chickens.
You know Kevin's watching this proud and happy.
Yeah, I'm surprised we weren't calling the Broncos the Walmart Great Value Donkeys.
They are great value.
Yeah, I heard if they do good in the season, they'll bump up their discount by 5%.
Discount my ass.
Hey, you know what? You know what? If the Broncos win the Super Bowl, they could give them an entire Walmart store to own for free.
I have Russell Wilson jerseys hanging on the freaking.
But like you said, Joey, this is a big deal on both sides of the ball. You've got the Jets, of course. Aaron Rodgers, his first time in a New York Jets uniform in the regular season. You got him on a brand new team, but with some comfortable players. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got Alan Lazard. He's got some great targets. But then also you got to look at Josh Allen, that high-powered offense. And, of course, the biggest story is that it'll be the regular season return of Damar Hamlin.
Yep.
It's going to be his first game since that health incident that nearly took his life. So you know that the Bills are going to be playing with a lot of emotion coming into this game. Aaron's going to be looking to prove a point that he's not done yet, and that this new venture of his is going to revive his career.
Yeah, so
And
I'm gonna
it's
go
been
ahead and get things started off on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and get things started off on this one.
Okay.
I think the Bills are gonna come in here and just absolutely crash the party. I think the Bills defense is going to do what they can to stifle Aaron Rodgers. I think the Jets fans are going to go home upset, seeing as how their beloved savior of a star quarterback is going to lose his first game in this new uniform. So I'm going with the Bills in this one. I'm going to go Bills 31, Jets 20.
Also, before any of us continues, William has the Bills winning 24-17.
Okay.
So again, William, thank you very much, sir, for giving your predictions for Week 1 here in the chat. And to those that want to participate here in the chat, you can do that as well every single week when we do our pick segment.
That's right.
And with that being said, I am going to go with the Bills to beat the Jets in a close one on Monday Night Football. I am going to go 24-20.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I think it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to a big play, and I just think that the Bills are just going to. I think the Bills are going to take it. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be good, not super high scoring, but it's going to be a battle. I'm going to go 27-23. The Bills.
Ooh,
the Bills.
nice.
Ooh.
And you know what? And you know what? There's going to be a mistake made by Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to throw an interception. And I will be the first one right there to say, "You're not going to stop it." That's my pick. Ladies and gentlemen, the first round of picks are in. We thank you to, of course, William Guyer for helping us out a little bit, just having a little fun with us. And now our picks are in for week 1. And like you said, Joey will not be updating the picks this week. Every week. Instead, it'll be week 9 and week 17. So, but it's going to be fun, man. What's up?
Week 18.
No, I said week 18. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It really is. It's going to be fun. And it's only begun from here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it's gonna be an awesome time. We're gonna have some real good fun with this.
Of course, tune in next week whenever we give our week 2 predictions and give our highlights from the amazing week 1 that's coming up.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just unbelievable how football is back in the swing of things. I mean, it is phenomenal. I mean, just hold on very tight because this season will go by quick.
And of course, keep in mind that there's also going to be possibly another special occasion taking place on this Monday night game because we got to think back to those tragic events that happened back in 2001. It's going to be 22 years ago to the date that the Twin Towers got bombed and got tore down. 22 years to the date on Monday, the 11th.
It's very fitting. It's very fitting that it's 2 New York-based teams that are playing on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of emotion. There's going to be a lot of excitement in the air for the game. And I think that the Bills, the Jets, and the NFL this is very nicely, put together, as a tribute to those that were lost on 9/11, 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great week of football, and just overall, I think that it's well needed. And you know what? I can't wait for it. I know you guys can't wait for it, and it's gonna be a great time for us football fans. We're glad to have the sport back. Let's go. Let's all have a great season. Teams, hopefully our respective teams all do as well as we can, obviously, with our battles ahead. So
yeah, I mean, and it all starts this Thursday. I mean, the Lions are out to prove, that this is not a slump. This is not a fluke. That they're out to prove that they are a legitimate team.
There's a lot of teams who are looking to prove a lot of things. You got, like I said, you got Aaron Rodgers who's looking to prove that his career is not over yet, and that this Jets is a revival of not only his career, but the Jets as a franchise. You've got the Bears who are looking to take over the NFC North now that Aaron is gone. And you got the Lions who are looking to prove that, like you said, their success last year was not a fluke, and that they're out to play spoiler once again, or even possibly take what they feel is rightfully theirs. You've got so many other stories. You got Sean Payton, who's in a new location trying to rebuild a fledgling franchise.
How would Lamar in Baltimore do this year? I mean, because Jackson last year in week 13 goes down with the knee injury. He was out the rest of the season.
Yep.
And I believe in my heart of hearts, if he plays in that playoff game, they're beating Cincinnati.
Yep. And then, like I said, in the last game, we got one of the biggest stories is the return of Damar Hamlin after the health scare.
Yep.
After he basically was dead and he came back.
Yep.
So this is there's a lot of stories heading into this that we're hoping there's going to be some good endings to some of it, and unfortunately some unhappy endings. Hopefully, more or less, it's wins and losses. And you know what? It's going to be a great season, so I'm going to enjoy it, and I know all of us will, and I hope you all will too. I don't really have anything else. You guys have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up for today?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
All right. let's wrap it up a few minutes early. Final thoughts. Joey, you're up.
Once again, another great show with you fine gentlemen. Awesome job with our week 1 picks. Looking forward to having a full weekend of football to watch this week with college football, of course, coming on Saturday, and, of course, the NFL on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing who's going to rise to the occasion and who's going to flop down to earth like a fish out of water. Once again, hate that we couldn't have our boy Kevin Roy on tonight, but we'll make sure that he gets his picks in before Thursday's opening night, so that way he'll, of course, be able to take part and see if he can defend his crown. But in the meantime, until football comes around, enjoy sports, enjoy time with friends and family, and if you have, of course, you have to finish up a work week, then make sure you go out on a high note each and every day. So, peace.
Yep, absolutely. Steven, you know the drill, brother.
Yes, I do. And what a great show with you guys. And football is officially back as of this Thursday, with the Chiefs and the Lions being the first primetime game on Thursday night. And we look forward to breaking down that game and all of the weekend's action in the National Football League. And also, quick reminder again before we go off the air, that tomorrow will be the interview that myself and Joey conducted last week with Sirius XM host on Mad Dog Radio, NFL Radio, and also covering Giants games and also broadcasting games on Westwood One Sports Radio during the college basketball season, whatever the hell he's doing. Lance Meadow is one of the greatest sports hosts on Sirius XM. The man knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing, and he has a lot, and I mean a lot of opinions, and he holds nothing back, and he holds no punches, and he is not sorry about his opinions or his takes. He keeps it real, 110%. And again, that interview will be premiering on our channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Again, myself and Joseph conducted an interview with Lance Meadow last week that will be airing tomorrow at our normally scheduled time that we do the show here on Tuesdays, tomorrow night on the channel, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. So essentially, you're getting 2 shows this week because of the simple fact that the NFL season is returning this Thursday. And don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. And be sure to check out the guys and gal this Saturday as they recap all the happenings in professional wrestling, including All Out in Chicago on Sunday. And even though there wasn't no build to the card, it was a hell of a show. It was a really good show, and they will recap all the action from Chicago and all the action from WWE and the happenings and Impact and everywhere else and everywhere in between. And with that being said, as I wrap this up, my friend.
Sure thing, man. Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Obviously, it was awesome to do the NFL predictions. It was awesome to get back to doing that again. We thank everybody watching now. We thank everybody watching video on demand. We thank our Nation's Corner crew, of course, who does watch this video from time to time whenever they are not busy. Thank you to all you guys. Of course, our crew, we couldn't do without them. Our guys here. Of course, follow our social media and everything. Don't forget, I also want to throw out a few plugs here. Real quick, of course. I want to plug Mission Pro Wrestling, October 21st. Mission Pro Wrestling Thriller. Once again, I want to put this out. Some great matches announced. Tiffany Nieves defending her Mission Pro Wrestling title against Christina Marie. Izzy Moreno will take on Maya World. It's gonna be an amazing card, and of course the Open Casket Challenge: JP Harlow versus Black Swan, and it's gonna be awesome. Including what's awesome about the Izzy Moreno is that on Twitter, a certain CEO named Mercedes Vernado decided to chime in on this. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens down that part. But I want to promote Mission Pro, their show tonight on YouTube. They have special guests tonight, which is going to be great. Of course, hosted by Emily May Hiller and Veda Scott. Don't forget to check that out tonight on youtube.com/Mission Pro Wrestling. Also wanted to plug a show, AEW, if you're in Chicago. AEW coming to Joe's on Weed Street. Joe's Bar on Weed Street, which is a famous concert venue for country music artists. They're going to be doing a show inside that legendary building on the 29th, I believe it is. Only $20 tickets. Go to AEWPro.com for more information. And with that being said, for Joey Thornton, for Stephen Wyand, for our boys, Kevin Waring, Randy Gyron, William, and everybody else, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you right here next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody, and enjoy the NFL action.
Turn me up.